Welcome back to Philippines Uncut. I'm Buddy Kunan, and tonight's topic is investing in the stock market. And joining us still are Angel Mercado, who is the President and Chief Operating Officer of Accord Capital Equities Corporation, and of course, my good friend Alfred the Writer, a citizen of Graz, but now resident of the Philippines, businessman and stock market investor himself. Welcome, guys, to the second segment. So, Angel, we ended the first segment talking about how online trading, online investing in the stock market has really taken off, and you mentioned 4 key factors. Number one, there are now apps available, good apps available to make this all happen. The development of modern mobile communication gadgets, enablers, and then good telecoms plans allowing people to be in touch, in connectivity 24/7.
Correct.
And finally, the new generation now, our generation,
correct,
and younger, who are tech savvy. And all of these have contributed to really broadening people's access to the stock market. Unlike before, it seemed to be like an elitist, exclusive boys club, like stockbroker, as you said, traditional stock brokers or buying stocks. You call a stockbroker. These days, online, you can do it yourself, DIY.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, why should people invest in the stock market? What are the benefits?
It's just like investing in any business. When you talk to most Filipinos, they would say, "I would like to get into business." When you ask them, which business do you want to get into? They would say, among the top answers would be restaurants, karinderya, sari stores, groceries, or maybe a palay buying or a rice mill, something like that. In all of this, mostly when you ask them, okay, do you have the skills to run this business?
No.
Most likely the answer is no. Then why are you getting into this business? In the same manner, when we say, why don't you look at the stock market? Then they would say, I don't have the knowledge. So you see, therefore, if you are trying to get into the carinderia, into the restaurant business, you don't know anything, why don't you also try to learn the stock market?
Alfred, how about you? When you came to the Philippines, was the stock market an immediate option for you, an attractive option as a foreigner, as an expat here?
Actually, in the beginning, I was thinking more about the property market. Because conservative investor says, you buy land,
it goes up, up, up.
You buy some condominium, you buy some house and so on. Yeah. But actually, when you invest in this real estate sector, you have one disadvantage. It's very complicated to sell again. It takes time. In the stock market, every day, every minute you can trade.
Yes.
So it's very easy to go in and to go out.
Yes.
First thing. Second thing is, in the Philippines, there are a lot of sectors which are highly interesting. For example, you know it yourself, there's a problem with electricity. The Philippines need more power plants, need a better network. So investment who is going in the power sector will profit. If you go back in the history, one of the listed companies, Apoitis Power, made a profit for investors of more of 500% in only 3 years.
Okay.
So the power sector was highly interesting. It would be impossible to start your own power company, but you can invest in these companies. And of course, tourism is also doing quite well. You see with the start of Resort World, which is also owned by a listed company, with building the casinos. There are so many opportunities in the Philippines where you can easily invest and can make profits. Okay. And I think the most important thing is invest in something which you understand.
Okay. Yeah. So you see, Alfred has mentioned a lot of interesting things here.
Absolutely.
If you are a regular person, you would want to get into all of this.
But it's also very intimidating now when you think about it. Like, how do you get into it? And very technical.
That's what I'm saying.
The myth.
When you hear Alfred, you'll say, I want to get into all of
But how?
those.
The question
but
is how?
I don't have the money for the only way you can get into all of them is through the stock market.
Okay. Angel, what are the possible potential returns on let's say, investing in the stock market? How profitable is it?
How profitable is it? Okay. The stock market, it can go as high as your imagination can go. But on a regular basis, about 20-25% is okay. Now,
that's very good.
Yeah, but it can also be 3%, 4%. Depends on your appetite. Appetite for gains, and it also depends on your appetite for risk.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Now, the good thing about this, Let's not talk about the possibility, the percent possibility of the gains. Let's talk about the percent possibility of losses.
Yeah.
When you get into, I will always refer to a restaurant or a karaoke bar because this is the most usual thing that Filipinos get into. When you get into a business like that, before you open your doors to the public, you have already spent about 70% of your capital because you have to buy brick and mortar, infrastructure, etc.
Sure.
And then you have 30% for food and drinks, etc. In the stock market, on day one, you have the full 100% of your capital to get into the business. After 3 months, you say, I don't like running this karaoke bar because I sleep at 1 a.m.
It's not for you.
It's not for me.
It's not for you.
Okay, I can assure you 80%, as much as 80% of your capital, you will no longer be able to regain. In the stock market, it depends on your appetite for risk. If you think, if your price is going down, and you can still take it at 15%, you can. But if you want to get out at 15% or 20%, you get out at 20%.
Yeah.
Then your losses are cut at 20%. Then you still have the other 80% to invest on something else.
Yes. Now, interesting word you use, risk. And I think that's what it's all about, really, when people,
Yes.
people's ambivalence about getting the stock market. People
Yes.
are generally averse to risk. Alfred, in your case, how is the riskiness of investing in the stock market?
I would say, since you have two ways to earn money in the stock market, one thing is the dividends, the other one is the capital
Buying
gains.
low, selling high, sure.
Exactly. If you are risk averse, buy stocks which have a high dividend yield. If they are paying you 10% per year on dividends, you are already on the safe side. As long as you don't sell your shares, even if the price is going down, you make your 10%. If you invest for the long term, you should use a strategy which is called cost averaging. I don't know when a stock is cheap, so I just buy every month for a certain amount the same shares.
Correct.
So in average, I will get a better price. And if you look back in history over the 10 years in the past, you could double, triple your money depending on the shares you invested.
Okay. Sounds very attractive. Double, triple your money. But Angel, a lot of people watching are probably wondering, okay, you guys have been throwing out a lot of words here, profit, dividend, capital gain, all that. But the mindset of people still, when you talk about investing in the stock market, is this is for rich people. This is for people with a lot of money. Now, what do you have to say about that, Angel?
Okay, that is not true. The stock market is for everyone. But then again, just like any other venture, it is not for everyone who gets into it, because you have to have the knack for it. Okay, so what I'm saying here is money is not a barrier. For us, for Accord, via our online trading platform, PhilStocks, you can invest for as low as 5,000 pesos.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 5,000.
Yeah, but let me tell you, that 5,000 will not get you very far. Okay? 5,000 pesos for you to start getting into it, gaining the confidence, learning the ins and outs, how to trade online. Okay, now, when you have already gained confidence, you can start putting more funds and start buying seriously.
How much would buying seriously mean?
I would say for a person like me, okay, that would give me a good gain. Gain would be about 50,000 to 100,000. I would be in a good game with that amount.
Let's bring it down to the understanding of the lay people. When you say 50,000, 100,000, how much can you potentially earn if you put 50,000 in the stock market?
Well,
100,000.
Like I said earlier, it can go very high.
On the average?
On the average, about 20-25%. Like, for example, if you bought Ayala Corporation 3 years ago at 173, I think, after 3 years, you would have gained 350 pesos already.
Yes. But how long do people have to wait before they earn something in the stock market? I mean, you said 3 years ago. I mean,
okay, a good stock brokerage company would teach you how to do it. Me, myself, I would do it like, for example, 60% of my portfolio, I would put in a long-term investment, just like what Alfred is saying earlier. And then about 25% of it I would put in a short term, which is long term meaning a year or 2 years.
Yeah.
Short term would be 3 months to 6 months.
Yes, yes.
And then about 15% I would put in day trades because I would like to be abreast at what is happening in the market. So I would like to be checking on the market every day. So 15% of it I would play.
Yeah. You were talking about, you mentioned the word barrier earlier. Let's say earlier on. You said money is not really the barrier to participation in the stock
Yes.
market. What is the barrier to participating in the stock market? What are the barriers preventing people?
Oh, okay. Yeah, first, of course, is money. They think that money is a barrier. Number two is knowledge.
50,000 to 100,000 pesos is still pretty substantial for a lot of people.
That's what
It's
I'm
not like they
saying.
have it
That's
lying
what,
around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It is for everyone,
Yeah.
but it is not necessarily for everyone who gets into it.
Yeah.
Right. So you have to know if you have the knack for it.
Yep.
Even if you have that 50,000, you think it's not for you. Don't get into it.
Yes.
Okay,
How do you know
because-
that? I mean, what is the knack
Because
for it?
when you invest your money, just like if you put your money into anything, any business, any investment, you have to monitor it. You have to see what's happening, or around you, your competition. You have to see what are the factors that would affect your investment. In the
It's
same
also a
manner
lot
in
of
the
work.
stock market.
It's also a lot of work. in
It
that
is.
sense,
It is. You have to learn how to read the fundamentals. You have to learn how to read the technicals. You have to teach yourself.
Wow.
Now, a good stockbroker would help you learn these things.
In your case, Alfred, how much time do you devote to monitor? As Angel mentioned, a lot of work monitoring your investments, keeping a daily track of how things are going.
I would say you have to differentiate between a professional investor and a everyday investor.
Okay.
Yes.
An everyday investor should do something very simple. For example, save 5,000 peso every month and buy for 5,000 peso every month shares.
Okay.
And if you are talking about the Philippines, we all know the top 10 families. If you invest in the business of the C family, Ayala, Gokongwei, and so on, you can be sure if you invest 5,000 peso every month, it will increase quite nicely. And 5,000 peso a month is 60,000 peso in a year. With the profit after 5 years, you have a substantial amount of money to invest. But if you are going into day trading and you want to make 5% a day or something like this,
Yes.
of course, you have to spend time and you have to sit down.
Yeah.
But this is for people who invest at least 1 million peso.
Yes. And Angel, but by what you said, investing in the stock market is really something that I think the biggest barrier still is you have to have that attitude. Like it's hard to imagine, let's say, our overseas Filipino workers getting into this. How can we open up opportunities in the PSC to that segment? Is it even possible?
It is, of course. Well, actually, with the onset of the online trading platform, like for example, in our case, Fuel Stocks, you just go into our console. Okay, you can call us or email us, and then we will show you, we'll teach you how to use this platform. So now, remember, OFWs, they have plenty of time spent on the computer after they work.
Facebooking
or emailing or whatever.
Yes.
After they work, they go back to their apartments. It's empty.
Okay.
They do Skype, they do FaceTime, look at their children, their family here in the Philippines. Then after that, they spend a lot of time in their social network. So these are actually the people who can do online trading.
Okay. Talking about investing in the stock market, what should people know? What are the basics? What advice could you give our viewers?
Well, the basic is you should know yourself first. Your appetite for your emotions, your appetite for you should know your, how would you say that, your greed, and then your fears.
Sure.
If and then again, basic is you put in money that does not have to be
that you don't need right
that
away.
you don't need, or you don't. That's not in your daily bread. That is not your daily bread.
Okay.
You don't put in your daily bread. That's what I want to say. Okay, because if you put money that you need for tomorrow, that will actually stifle your decision making.
Yes. And Alfred, you were mentioning in our pre-interview discussion some basic examples of the errors that people make when investing in the stock market that causes them to lose money or fail to catch on to certain opportunities.
I think the most important thing is you need a strategy. What is the goal for you to invest? You have to say your target. If the stock is going up 20%, I'm going to sell. I'm not going to wait, because what happens? It's going up 20%. You don't want to take out your profit because it might be 50%. But instead of earning 20%, you might end up losing 5%. Same thing when you believe in a company and the price is going down. People get fearful and sell. And there's an old wisdom. You make the best money when the market is going down. Because the lower you buy, the higher you will sell afterwards.
Yes.
So people should think, what's my strategy? What is my goal? And then stick with it.
Yeah.
You write down your targets and you really get out the emotions. Because with emotions, you're always losing in the stock market.
Angel, can you contribute something about emotions? What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I agree with Alfred, because you have to have a strategy and stick to it. Because when you allow your emotions to rule it, to your decisions, when you say, okay, my target is to sell at this price, and if it hits 10% already,
human nature, you
and then you say,
more.
no, I think
I'll wait a little bit more.
A little bit more. No, you don't do that. You stick to your strategy. Regardless if it goes down, it goes up 1,000 times more.
Or sometimes it goes down and people say, oh, let's sell. You know, it's going down. But you know that the company is solid. Its fundamentals are in the right place.
Correct. So maybe it's just a correction.
Yes. Yeah.
So stick to it. Stick to your plan.
Interesting. That really is a very safe. Okay, number one, don't bet the farm. Don't bet the farm.
Correct.
When you get in the stock market. Number two, have a plan. Have a strategy.
Don't pawn the Carabao.
Don't pawn the Carabao. Angel, the producers are giving me the evil eye, which means that we've come to the end of our show. But this is such an important topic. I want to cover this again soon. Any last words for our viewers before we go?
Well, okay. Thank you very much, buddy, again, for inviting us here. And to you people out there, look at the stock market. The stock market is something that would really be very interesting for you guys who are looking for something to invest on, who are looking for something to do, like to get into, like for example, looking for a business. Okay, our office, Accord Capital, is located at the ground floor of the TechTite building. And our website is at www.philstocks.ph.
And here your telephone numbers, you have it, 588-1900.
1900.
And as you said, you can guide investors. You guys can guide investors on how to properly get into the stock market and teach them the ins and outs.
Good stockbrokers do that.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Angel.
Thank you very much, buddy.
And Alfred, how about you?
I believe the most important thing for investment is education. If you invest, try to get educated, try to know something what you're going to do. And together with classmates from the Philippine Stock Exchange, we are about to set up a new organization where we will offer trainings for new investors. It's called the Philippine Active Shareholders Association. Get in touch with us and you will learn a little bit about investment.
Thank you, Alfred, and thank you, Angel. And I hope you guys will come back again, because I'm sure we're going to do part 2 of how to invest in the stock market.
Our pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.
So I hope all of you are now more enlightened about how to invest in the stock market. Join us again here on Philippines Uncut next week, where we talk about the issues that matter to you, because you matter the most. See you. The writer, a citizen of Graz, but now resident of the Philippines, businessman and stock market investor himself. Welcome, guys, to the second segment. So, Angel, we ended the first segment talking about how online trading, online investing in the stock market has really taken off. And you mentioned 4 key factors. Number 1, there are now apps available, good apps available to make this all
Yes.
happen. The development of modern mobile communication
Enablers,
gadgets, enablers, and then good telecoms plans allowing people to be in touch, in connectivity 24/7.
Correct.
And finally, the new generation now, our generation,
Correct.
and younger, who are...
Don't know anything. Why don't you also try to learn the stock market?
Alfred, how about you? When you came to the Philippines, was the stock market an immediate option for you, an attractive option as a foreigner, as an expat here?
Actually, in the beginning, I was thinking more about the property market. Because
Which is
conservative
very
investor
traditional.
says
Yeah.
you buy land,
It goes up, up, up. The
you buy
price,
some
yeah.
condominium, you buy some house and so on.
Yeah.
But actually, when you invest in this real estate sector, you have one disadvantage. It's very complicated to sell again. It
Yes.
takes time.
Tech savvy. And all of these have contributed to really broadening people's access to the stock market. Unlike before, it seemed to be like an elitist, exclusive boys club, like the stockbroker, as you said, traditional stockbrokers or buying stocks, you call it a stockbroker. These days, online, you can do it yourself, DIY.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, why should people invest in the stock market? What are the benefits?
It's just like investing in any business. When you talk to most Filipinos, they would say, I would like to get into business. When you ask them, which business do you want to get into? They
Welcome back to Philippines Uncut. I'm Buddy Kunan, and tonight's topic is investing in the stock market. And joining us still are Angel Mercado, who is the President and Chief Operating Officer of Accord Capital Equities Corporation, and of course, my good friend Alfred.
would say, among the top answers would be restaurants, karinderya, sari stores, groceries, or maybe a palay buying or a rice mill, something like that. In all of this, mostly when you ask them, okay, do you have the skills to run this business?
No.
Most likely the answer is no. Then why are you getting into this business? In the same manner, when we say, why don't you look at the stock market? Then they would say, I don't have the knowledge. So you see, therefore, if you are trying to get into the karinderya, into the restaurant business, you